Memes! Also, be nice. What's up, my Beardos and Weirdos? OneTopic here, and today we're diving into r/AreTheCisOK, but I was not brave enough to take this task on my own, and I've actually brought along a guest with me. So everybody say hi to Jamie!
Hello. That almost made me feel like like a sacrifice to the cis. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, that's your job today.
I'm here as emotional support. We'll get through this together.
There it is. That's much better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jamie, you and I cover a lot of the AreTheCisOK memes, but it's been a minute since we've done a collab, and I'm really excited to look at some of these together with you.
Yeah, me too. It's been too many minutes since we've collabed, so this should be fun.
It has. Have we even done one in 2021?
It's 2022.
I know I know what year this is, but like, has it been more than a year, or has it been like...
Oh, okay. It hasn't been more than a year, but I don't know if we've done one in this year.
I don't think we have this year, no.
It's been too long.
Way too long.
Well, here we are.
All right, let's oh, shoot. All right, let's get started. I don't know why I pointed at the camera just now. That's not something I've ever done.
Oh, you did like a whole...
I'm forgetting how to do videos already. All right, let's open let's open the first meme. Sorry, baby. I was sleeping.
Oh, I'm sorry, baby.
No, it's okay, Abby. Baby. Yeah, asterisk. Oh, God, here we go.
Who's Abby?
Yep, there it is.
Who's Abby?
Ah!
Oh my God.
That's, yeah.
That's wonderfully awkward, isn't it?
Yeah. I've had autocorrect do some weird things before, especially when I drop by like people's stream chats and it takes like 40 seconds to correct it and they've already read it out and it's like, oh no, that's not what I meant. No.
Oh no. Oh no. But who is Abby?
I
want to know.
I hold my wife's hand when we shop. If I don't, she'll buy things we don't need. It looks romantic, but it's actually economic.
You have your wife on a free leash. That's what you're trying to say. It's a socially acceptable. If you don't want her to buy things, then have a discussion about it. Like,
I'm the only one allowed to spend money. My silly wife can't be trusted with money. It's a manly thing.
Jeez, I bet you he buys a lot that they don't need. But it's okay because he does it.
It's okay because he makes the money though, so he gets to make the silly decisions.
Gross.
Straight humor. Walking that fine line between, is this a joke? Is it not a joke?
Oh, have you seen the caption? It says she's figured it out. Like somebody thinking that this was either funny to do as a joke or B, like something that you ever want to admit to doing. No,
yeah.
This is not something to be proud of.
Okay, so this says no airbags. We die like heroes. The only airbags are my wife's boobs.
No.
Who would put this on the back of their car?
I've seen those stickers that people put in their cars. It's like, we don't have airbags. We die like real men.
Yes.
And this is like the extreme version of that.
Someone saw that and they're like, I can one-up that.
I'm so confused though. Do you have airbags or not? Because you're saying you don't have any airbags because you die like a hero, but then you're saying that your wife's boobs are the airbags. So I'm confused. Oh no, this is awful.
I'm so glad I'm wearing sunglasses because I'm crying.
Oh,
It's so bad.
it's okay, OT. It'll be fine.
Thank you, Jamie. I'll try to find the strength to continue.
How brave of you. You're a real hero. You're the hero, OT.
I'm the hero. I'm dying without airbags.
My boyfriend and I are on the way to stalk his wife at work because he thinks she's cheating. Hold up. Hold up. Did they pay attention to what they were writing? Do they understand the situation that they are in?
My boyfriend and I are on the way to stalk his wife while at work because she thinks she's...
Because they think she's cheating. But he's cheating. He is definitely cheating. Mate, that is terrible.
Yep. I'm thinking probably a
I
joke.
mean, you would hope so. I feel like most of these are just like, you're hoping for a joke. You just please be satire. Bad joke, but better than if it was real. Men who ask women for dating advice are morons. You don't ask the fish for fishing advice, do you? Huh? Women aren't fish. What?
My wife? She's a real catch, you know, a real haul. I definitely baited the hook and caught her. I hadn't realized how many like straight dating metaphors there were that related to fishing until this very moment.
Do you think it's deliberate? Because there's the whole, like, I've seen memes that say you're not a real man unless you fish.
Oh, maybe. Oh, gosh. And so many dating profiles that are just like, fellas holding up fish. Men, stop holding fish. I promise. No one likes that. Maybe other fellas. If you're like on a friend app to meet friends with fellas, maybe hold fish. But otherwise, don't do it.
I'm not sure if a majority of people see it as a very sexy thing to be like, here is me with a massive fish. It wouldn't draw me in, personally, someone with a fish. I like how we just went down the fishing route of this meme. It's a very interesting one. The cycle of relationships. Girl is attracted to alpha. Girl tries to tame alpha. Alpha becomes beta. Girl leaves beta for an alpha. Repeat. I didn't know that there was never a successful relationship in the history of the world ever, if that's how relationships go. Well, straight relationships, apparently.
Goodness, as soon as you defer to her decisions, beta. And then she will leave you immediately. Oh, survival of the man with the strongest frame. I see that a lot now. Hold your frame, maintain your frame. Come on.
Really? I don't get into much of like the whole alpha. I know there's like a big thing about it and lots of memes like the alpha male stuff. It's not something I've explored very much, and it always just shocks me when I see things from it.
That sounds like a great idea for one of our next collab videos.
Oh, we could.
OT and Jamie look at alpha men. OT and Jamie become alpha men. Oh, I'm excited. And then we got big muscles in the thumbnail. Every time I tell him, have fun, I do not mean that.
When your man goes out with his guy friends, have fun, babe, crying on the sofa.
This is okay.
No, they're definitely not okay.
No.
Oh, we're in a relationship? That means you can never go out with your friends or have fun without me. That's just not healthy.
Exactly. No.
Why would you not want your partner to have friends? I don't get that.
Because she is trying to tame the alpha right now, and thus far the alpha has not been tamed. If he were to stay in or to bring her out, that would be beta.
I cannot roll my eyes hard enough at that attitude.
Beta male. IDK, where do you want to go?
Alpha male. Let's go to XYZ, please.
Masculinity rediscovered. Instead of asking, state what you two are going to do.
Learn game. What?
Learn game. Oh, yeah. So many people being like, oh, how do I turn this scenario to be better for me? How do I game this situation so that that it works best in my favor?
Oh, that kind of game. Okay. So how to be an alpha male, just make all the decisions and don't listen or have a respectful conversation.
Yes, absolutely. It's beta to let anyone else make your decisions. Are you kidding? That's so beta.
Absolutely true. Housework is what a woman does that nobody notices until she hasn't done it.
Straight facts. Did somebody comment an image? Straight fact. It looks like the Rugrats logo.
Completely not self-aware at all. Like, not realizing straight facts, as in this is appropriate only to straight people.
The double meaning.
For that alone, I really like this, just because it wasn't straight facts.
Yes. Alpha male life hack. If someone wants to break up with you, just say no.
Just say no, of course.
Just say no. That's a perfectly normal and reasonable thing to do. Oh my god. Tag your ex to get back together instantly.
No. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh no. And comment no. Oh jeez.
That just makes it so much worse. No, if someone wants to break up with you, that is their right. They can break up with you if they want to.
Why would you want to stay in that relationship if someone's just like, nah, I'm not into it, bye? Like,
yeah, is that not really uncomfortable to try and stay with someone that just does not want to be with you?
If someone straight up just says, I'm breaking up with you, it's like, you can't just say no. What are you talking about? Marriage. Because your day doesn't have to end at work.
Yeah, because you get married to hate your life.
Oh, and your husband, of course. I read a post in a video recently that was the number of people who feel dissatisfied in their marriages and would have been happier not getting married probably wouldn't be in the position that they are today if they weren't socially pressured into just getting married simply because society expected them to be married. And it makes sense. Like, yeah, why'd you rush to have kids? It's like, well, everybody told me I should have kids. Like, oh no.
Yeah, like, because isn't it millennials and younger generations are getting married and having kids later, and less people are getting married and having kids. Because like there's less pressure from society to be like, oh, you're starting to date, like you should really just settle down and get married quite young, and then once you're married you must have babies very soon. There isn't that same amount of pressure in. Yeah.
Gen Z is getting married and having babies. Do you know how old the older Gen Z are now?
How old?
22.
Oh no, please don't say that. I'm a millennial.
Jamie, we're no longer relevant.
Oh gosh, what year? I need to know what year millennials are. Am I a young millennial or an old millennial?
You're a young millennial.
Am I? I mean, I'm not saying we're old. I appreciate that, but like,
I mean,
approaching 30 is young millennial. I don't like this conversation. I'm ready to move on now.
I love this realization. This is perfect.
Oh dear. LMFAO, people be having me weak with instructions. Leave it at the door. Leave at my door. Please be swift with this mission. My wife is hangry. I fear that my life may actually lie in your hands. She's a hitter? What?
Oh.
And I made the horrible mistake of not reading her mind that she was hungry 30 minutes ago. I fear I may not have much time left. Please hurry. I don't know how much longer I can hold her off. Godspeed. I'm counting on you. Oh my god. I tried to keep reading that in some kind of voice, but it just was difficult. She's a hitter. That's
That line I didn't remember reading before showing you this one. I just remember reading the rest and I was like, oh, he's making fan fiction for the delivery driver. Okay, cool. That'll be fun to read. But then
maybe not.
maybe they're in trouble. I don't know.
Yeah, moderate red flags. Yes.
You know when someone's like bordering the line of, is this a joke? Or do you need help? You know?
Yeah, like tasteless joke or actual like problematic relationship.
Yes, and so many of the straight relationship meme jokes seem to walk a very fine line.
Absolutely.
If you are reading this, you are too close. I have a girlfriend. And this is her multiple times over.
There's extra prints on the sleeves.
On the left one with the extra eyeball below the face. That's the one. He looks so happy that he's wearing it.
Uh-huh. It's his favorite t-shirt.
He loves it. He's so excited to go out clubbing with it, out to dinner with it.
Wow.
Yay.
Imagine being that possessive.
I'd like to think of this one as a bit of a joke.
Yeah, I think if it's like a one-off, like I want to embarrass you a bit, but as long as it's not meant to be like, no, actually, you have to wear this when you go out because I don't trust you.
Actually, I'm gonna mark you as my property. You're gonna wear this all the time now. I hope it's not that, but by his face, that's the only thing. If he was taking this as a joke,
and he was all like, yeah, but he's
Exactly.
not. He looks very
unhappy.
So today I met his father, and his father is my gynecologist.
He knows exactly how proud or disappointed in his son to be then.
Excuse me, what does that mean?
I don't know what that last line means.
Is there something to be disappointed in based on the gynecology of somebody?
I don't know. I don't know what goes into some conversations that would then end up being how they feel about his son. I'm not sure what I'm missing in this one, but...
Yeah, and I'd hope that it would never be brought up again. I assumed that she found out at a gynecology appointment, but now I'm thinking she probably found out when she met the parents.
Oh.
Which makes it worse.
So she'd already been seeing him for a bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's already happened.
There's layers. Would you end a relationship over that, or would you just find a new?
I'd probably find a new professional. It would be really awkward, but if I was like into the person, it was a good relationship, I wouldn't end it over that. But I would maybe be tempted for a minute, just like, being a woman and playing soccer most of my younger life, I don't ever recall any teammate on either side doing this. And then two of the women are covering their crotch with their hands, but it hurts regardless. If a football is traveling at you very fast, it's gonna hurt.
As someone who's like seen football and played football, I see this all the time. This is something that players do all the time because it's like, this is not an ideal place to get hit, and that ball is traveling fast.
It's a sensitive place regardless.
And considering like a lot of them jump and stuff too to try to hit the ball with their chest instead of letting it hit their face and whatnot, like that, it just makes sense that if that that area is going to be higher up as a target, just give it a little bit of a cover.
Yeah.
You know?
And you don't want to cover up here because that's where it's most likely to hit, and you don't want to be doing handball.
Exactly, yeah.
Transphobic conspiracy theorists are out there.
They are a little bit.
If it wasn't so sad, it would be fascinating and hilarious, but it is also just like, oh, really?
I don't think they know how to play soccer. I don't know. I feel like they're stretching this one a little bit. T-shirt, adult fun time, education, fake organism, relationship, quote, Valentins love gluten-free, bacon-free.
What a lovely gluten-free, bacon-free role you have. Women fake orgasms to have relationships. Men fake relationships to have orgasms. You're kidding. Someone put this on a t-shirt.
I like that they didn't figure out the formatting well enough to put the part of relationships on one line, and they had to split it up between two.
And then the bottom of it's kind of faded, like the last line. Not only does it not say great things, it's also just a very bad design. I feel like that's a thing, like just stuff in this subreddit, things are badly designed.
Yeah, transphobia is not very aesthetic, I don't think.
It's terrible, isn't it?
It is.
It makes it so much funnier and less hurtful because you're just like, well, that's really, really not attractive. That meme is awful.
Similarly related, a shirt that I saw, the text on it said something like, replace 2 letters and save a life. It was trying to say adoption, but it said Adorpion.
Oh my god, that's worse than Valentine's by far. Oh gosh. Oh no, awful. Terrible. But funny. Like, well done for getting it wrong because, yeah.
What if in the future your kid asks you,
What is love?
and you have to think about that one girl, and not your wife?
Oh, that's so sad. That makes me feel really sad for the wife.
Yeah. The way this is phrased, it seems like he's talking about someone from his past and not the current person.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any saving this one.
Definitely like the one that got away vibes that they're still hung
Yes.
up on, but they decided to carry on and like marry and stuff despite that. That's a bit awkward, isn't it? Cis men doesn't exist. Cis men, okay? A man is a man. Oh, okay, right, with a very toned model in the background. Yes, all men are trans, apparently, according to this meme.
No more cis men. That's it. It's been spoken.
No more cis men.
I find just such an interesting overlap between people who are phobic in whatever sense they may be and their grasp on English as a language. And it seems like the levels of ignorance go hand in hand sometimes.
Cis men plural doesn't exist. Cis men in general, just one cis man in particular.
It's just so silly that they'd argue over what the proper usage of the language is when they don't understand the language properly.
The irony is strong with this one.
There it is. How to please a woman. Love her. Die for her. Take her to dinner. After dying for her. Very good. Miss the game for her. Buy her jewelry. Be interested in what she has to say. Like the basics, it seems like.
Yeah.
How to please a man. Show up naked. Bring beer. I gotta be real. Beer's not like the big selling point for me. I wouldn't be super stoked. I'd be fine with it. I'm like, oh, okay, you're a fan of beer. That's okay.
Thanks for bringing some. How do you buy jewelry when you've died?
I don't know. Of course you're gonna miss the game after that.
I mean, I was going to say, you definitely missed the game. I just find it fascinating that people are like, yeah, I'm going to make something physical out of this, or I'm going to make a meme, or I'm going to print this on something because I think it's worth printing.
It reminds me a little bit of the Danny Gonzalez Vine. Do you remember Vine?
I do remember Vine.
I was too late for Vine. I never watched it when it was a thing, like an app. I saw YouTube compilations like years later. Human One's been making me catch up on them. But Danny Gonzalez had this one where it was like, kiss for another. Then it would go really loud volume and go, die for each other. And it seems like him reacting to this kind of thing.
It's that kind of vibe. We did peanut M&Ms versus regular M&Ms. Nuts, it's a boy. Or no nuts, it's a girl. What is going on? Are they going to smash that?
I think it's a gender reveal.
Oh, and then they smash the box.
I think they smashed the box, yeah, like the Mario 1-Up. And the extra life that they're getting from the 1-Up box is going to be the baby. But then they define the gender of the baby by whatever M&M pieces lie out.
Peanuts or not.
There's layers.
I feel like people think this is clever.
I'll comment on that actually, because I don't have a problem with this one. And I'll clarify. It's because nothing is on fire. Nothing is exploding. There's no like hazardous event happening here.
Nobody's getting hurt. Yeah.
If the straights want to have their little 1-Up box and smash it open and nuts fly out, I'm fine with that.
It's one of those ones that's like, okay, yes, you're not the worst gender revealers, but still a little strange, but you do you because you're not hurting anyone.
Did you see there was the most expensive gender reveal scandal that happened and someone spent 100,000 USD on displaying a light on a building?
Was this the one in Dubai?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard about that. And I was like, okay.
100 grand.
There's a lot you could do with that money.
Could have nearly bought an apartment with that.
I know.
Don't rush into a relationship. Be friends first to see if they have hotter friends. Stay toxic, kings.
This is another one that I'm like, are you not embarrassed to admit that?
Just the audacity of someone to tell on themselves so publicly like this and to be so confident about it.
How do you think that's an okay thing to just be like, yeah, I do this?
Yes, right?
I'm judging you now. Oh, no, that's a bit grim.
Anyone that self-proclaims that they are themselves toxic, I don't know how they expect to attract anyone.
Like, the don't rush into a relationship, fine. Yeah, don't rush if you don't want to. But then the rest of it is like, whoa, it goes downhill very fast.
Yeah, take time, make sure you're compatible, and hopefully she'll see that you're not, because this is a terrifying thought process to have, and yeah, give her time to run away.
Yes. Lol, I will rise up. At my funeral, sit me up. I want to see who rubbing my husband back asking if everything okay. Oh, what? I'm now fully expecting to be propped up. Is this somebody being like, oh, from beyond the grave, I want to see if anyone's making a move on my husband?
Yes, exactly.
I don't think it helps if you sit up. I'm not sure if that's going to make any difference. I'm sorry.
I think this is one of those ones where it's like, this is definitely a joke, but also how serious are you about this?
Yeah, like it's a joke, but it shows an underlying, like, kind of maybe jealousy or insecurity or something.
Maybe. I want to hope when I read ones like these that are definitely jokes that they are okay. My husband is sick. Plans his own funeral. When wife is sick, makes herself chicken noodle soup from scratch because she has work and laundry and basically can never die anyways because her family would not survive on their own.
Okay. I don't even know what to say to this one. Just like, I guess, women, you're not allowed to be sick because everybody is useless, and men, yes, just carry on being dramatic about it.
I have read from multiple people saying that like men overblow when they are sick or when they feel sick, but I find, at least from my personal experience, that I will continue to do everything while I am sick, and then only to the point where I can no longer function do I go, okay, maybe I'm sick, and then I'm in like a coma for 3 days. You know? So I can almost understand where the root of this is coming from, but then the other half of it is, by default, the wife is the homemaker, and nothing at all can function if she goes away.
It's like putting an inordinate amount of pressure on women. To like, you may never be sick, because if you're sick, everything will fall apart, and you cannot rely on anybody else to help you.
The implication that he can't make his own chicken noodle soup. Come on!
Yeah.
Jamie, this is on TikTok. Do you spend a lot of time on TikTok?
I do. I don't want to admit it because I'll sit there scrolling on TikTok for hours and I like them, and then I show Shaba later and I'm like, these are the ones I liked for you.
For hours? Oh my gosh.
I don't have enough time. It's when I should be sleeping and I'm just scrolling and it's like, oh, oops, it's been 2 hours.
That app is designed to not let you escape. I have to be so careful about how long I let myself use it for, because you can fall down that rabbit hole so easily.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're gone and your whole night's gone. And it's like, I needed to work tonight.
It's very bad. But also, I have had some of the best like giggles in recent years because of TikTok. So I can't be that mad about it. They ain't cis women. They are just women. Don't use their made up language.
You're against Latin?
I never mentioned Latin. I do like this. I mean, I wish people would realize, especially people with these attitudes, that trans and cis are not just for gender. Like, it's used all the time. And like, like this made up stuff, I'm not cis, blah blah blah. I don't even know what to say about it at this point.
Yeah, I know. At some point it's like, I've said everything that needs to be said, but you're still like this. What do I do?
Yeah, it's like the amount of explanations that I've seen so many trans people give, and like trans allies, of like, this is the definition of cis and this is the different uses, and it's actually been used in like the term for gender for a long time as well. It's just becoming more prevalent because we're actually talking about trans people now, so there's more need for like a public distinction to be made when we're talking about trans issues, and the fact that women can be trans or cis, and we shouldn't just be saying trans women and women, because that is othering to trans women. Yay.
But it's just simpler for them to say, you know, no change. I don't want to learn anything. Don't make me learn anything. If you're telling me I need to learn anything, you're wrong by default. I don't know. Education's more fun when you don't just pick a random spot to stop learning.
Yeah, that's really true.
I joke about this a lot, but like a lot of people don't voluntarily expand their knowledge past like 5th grade biology. Everything they learned in 5th grade, they're like, no, I'm going to stop here. I'm good.
But that's why it's all like basic biology, isn't it? Because that's where they stopped.
That's what they consider basic, but like biology in that grade level, like it's simplified so much so that a child can understand it. But if they learn past that point at all, they'll realize, oh, it does need to be expanded upon. At least a little bit.
It's not a winning argument that you have based like a lot of your perception of the world and science on what children learn. Do you accept gender as your lord and savior? Oh, is this trying to make it out to be like the new church, like the cult of the trans?
The gospel of gender.
Oh.
All right, class. All right, class. Let's turn to our page 3 of our gender Bibles.
But also, like, why? Gender's a thing. It exists, okay? Like, it's not just a trans thing.
I don't know. Can you prove it exists? Are you trying to convert me to your church of gender?
Have you been reading middle school biology?
I like that it's almost the bisexual lighting as well. But I don't understand why the missing teeth.
I didn't notice that. Yeah, and you're right. It's like they tried to go for the trans colors. Well, I guess they're going for blue and pink, right? Like girls and boys.
Oh, yeah. There's shoes on one side and then a gun on the other side.
Gun. It's like those cakes, the gender reveal cakes, where it's like, will it be a gun or a high heel?
I was reading that high heels, at least in some form, originally started as a way for cavalry riders to stay better hitched to their horses.
Oh,
so it was primarily men that wore high heels.
Yeah, and look across different cultures, like men wear things that like in Western culture would maybe be classed as a dress.
We've all worn strips of cloth forever through all of society. Pants are really new. Saying that like pants are for men only is such an odd thing.
Yeah, like the culture that you live in as like transphobe person is not the only one that exists and is not the only time frame. Like pink used to be a boy's color.
Yes.
It's everything is made up.
This is how it was 30 years ago and it will never change from this point forward. So that's the way it's always been because that's how long I've been around for.
Can some romantic shit happen to me already, for fuck's sake? Okay.
Okay, when setting up for this meme, Jamie and I were talking about whether or not Jamie should swear. And I was like, yeah, it'll be fine. I didn't expect for it to hit me. That's so funny. I don't normally hear you swear that much.
I don't normally swear much in videos, yeah.
Like in the movies? You really want a guy crying how he can eat or sleep without you? That doesn't track. Pretty sure women prefer a strong guy that can handle stuff. Your guy will come. Winky face. Almost a sentence or two.
They took that and then they just ran off in a really weird direction. They were like, yep, I know what I want to say. And then they said, he can eat or sleep without you. I think they meant can't, right?
Yes, I think can't.
Oh.
Like he can't live without you. He's so dependent on you. I think you'd rather a guy that would go his own way and be strong. And strong guys don't cry, of course. That's not a manly thing to do.
How dare. I think just it's the fact they're equating like crying and reliance and strength and handling stuff with romance. Like they weren't talking about reliability or anything or like love. They were talking about just like romantic gestures, I'm assuming.
One of my favorite romantic movies, I don't remember if any of the male characters in it cry. I don't think so. It's called The Holiday. It's got Jack Black in it, Jude Law, Cameron Diaz.
Oh, they do.
The men do?
Yeah. Jude Law.
What scene was that?
When Cameron Diaz's character leaves to go back home, but then she's like, no, I don't want to leave. I watch this every Christmas, by the way. And she's like, and she goes running back, and then he's just there. It's Graham, and he's just there like crying, and he's like, ooh. And yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, gosh. Okay, it slipped my memory.
Yeah, it was actually a thing that she couldn't cry, which was quite refreshing. He was the crier.
Right.
Cameron Diaz's character couldn't cry.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've only seen the film once, but...
You need to go see it again. It's a good one.
I should, yeah. I saw it with a friend. We were stumbling like through Netflix, seeing what we want to see that night, and we're like, we couldn't agree on anything, and I was like, all right, we'll just put on this one. And she was like, it's old. I don't know if I'll like it. And I'm like, it's fine. We'll figure it out. But then they have like flip phones and everyone on the internet's innocent because they're like, oh yeah, I'll trade my house with you, random stranger on the internet I've been chatting with for 10 seconds.
It's a thing though. I know someone whose mum does it.
Maybe there's some extra verification steps today, but in the film it was just like set up account and then 10 seconds later, I'll give you my house and full run of it.
And the day after they swapped, and it's like, okay, how did you prepare? I just have to hide everything.
My previous point, I think, was that not every romantic film involves just crying and then not being able to eat or sleep without the other person.
Yes, absolutely.
There's other types of romance as well. It's odd that they would go in this direction to try to pump themselves up as being, of course, I would never do that because I am the pinnacle of masculinity.
It's like, what is romance? Crying. Okay. Nothing wrong with crying, but I wouldn't say it's the pinnacle of romantic gestures.
It's very romantic.
If it vibrated, I would be divorced. Oh, I don't want to read where is this going? Okay. My wife loves this thing, and for that reason, so did I. Seeing the pure joy in her eyes was rivaled only by things like our wedding day and our children's births. What is this thing? As time has gone by, though, I'm beginning to suspect that she loves it more than she loves me. She spends all her time with it, and when she's not using it, she's talking about it. She's taken to snuggling it in bed.
Well, I don't know what this is. Okay, do we have any guesses as to what the heck they're reviewing? It almost looks like a printer or a scanner.
Is it a cry cut machine?
What's that?
Like there's like craft machines. They like cut out like vinyl wording that you can stick on like glasses to make craft bits and stuff. There was like a big trend for them.
This is such specific knowledge.
Oh, I knew someone who did it. But there was a massive trend during COVID that people would buy these and do like little crafty businesses or just hobbies from home.
Oh, okay.
And that's what it looks like, but I could be completely wrong.
I have no idea.
And now I'm just talking about something that makes no sense. And there's going to be loads of comments on your video just being like, Jamie, it's this. Duh.
Oh, Jamie, duh, that's not that.
So she's taken to snuggling in bed. And when I came home from work the other day, it was sitting in my chair.
In my chair?
Okay, now this is a joke, right? My children call it Daddy.
This has to be a joke. Yeah.
I was getting tired of it and tried to confront it, but my dog started snarling at me. It's too late for me, but you've been warned, this machine is a home wrecker. That's quite...
Okay, it's a joke.
it went too far that it's like, okay, somebody's just like, yeah, my wife really, really loves it. And so it's a good product. They did give it 5 stars.
5 stars. I appreciate that. I'm glad that they're not someone that gives it a 1 star just so they can get a joke across to more people. I see too many people do that. They really love the product, but they give it 1 star so they can write a jokey story.
Oh, that's just sucky.
5 stars, fine. I like that.
Yeah.
This machine is a home wrecker.
Snuggling it in bed. It was a snuggling it in bed where I was like,
You know what? I was still on board with that one. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I take my lightsaber to bed. I get it. But
your daily reminder that if trans women are women was true, the corollary mantra, women are trans women, would be equally true. What the? That's like saying, by saying that dogs are animals, you're saying that animals are dogs. No, that's not how the world works. And it's like, short women are women.
Trees are plants. Every plant is a tree.
Oh, that's so sick. Like, trans is literally an adjective. So, like, trans women is just a descriptor for, like, something about that woman. So you could say, like, also, short women are women. Therefore, women are short women. Wow. Oh, this is just such bull.
It's so silly, the almost like little word games that are played to try to bring their points across, because otherwise it just doesn't make sense. We're like, it rhymes, it must be true.
I know. And it's the combining of trans and women that is 2 separate words. By combining it, it's like making the fact that that woman that you're talking about is trans, that's like everything about her. Like, she is a trans woman and that's it. Like, no, they're 2 separate words, thank you.
Any woman who wins at any sport should be considered trans until proved otherwise. Period. From Turf XX.
Of course.
At least, yeah, they have it in their username, so we know immediately.
This is such a dangerous viewpoint, because actually, like, some places in America, they actually want to do this. And I think some places it's progressing to the point where, like, and if a girl happens to be good at, like, school level sports, someone can say, oh, well, I think she might be trans, and then they can check. I don't know more than that, but, like, this is really dangerous, because it just sounds like that's a really illogical, stupid thing to say, but actually it's becoming a scary, almost reality in some places. And just the fact that people think like that, like, no, and it's really degrading to women as well. Like, women can be good at sports. Trans women don't have this, like, mystical biological advantage in like professional level sports and stuff. It's just all so terrible.
It's odd to try to claim that you are a feminist while at the same time being like, the default position is all women are bad at sports.
Yes. And like, we're going to be suspicious of all women that are good at this thing and like prove they're not trans. Like, what are you suggesting?
Please.
That? No.
You say school level sports. I think that's a really good way to put it too, because a lot of the conversations do happen around school level sports. And I remember when I was in school level sports, I got creamed by so many women because I'm not better than all people at sports just for being a man. Like that's not what happens.
It's ridiculous. But it also takes away so many social opportunities from trans girls that are pushed out of sports. Somebody that spoke up and was like, my trans daughter had a difficult time, but then she like found a group. She like really got into sports. She made friends. She was thriving, and now they have stopped her from playing that sport purely because she's trans. And she's in middle school or something. And it's like, how? Why are you doing this to kids? This is terrible.
Yep.
Other girls thinking they're psycho. My best mate pretending to be hospitalized, so he calls her. Huh?
She's in a hospital gown.
Oh my gosh. Wait, I don't know what's more problematic, the fact that she's doing that or the fact that she feels a need to do that to get attention from, I'm assuming, her partner. That's who they're talking about?
Yeah, or the guy she's interested in. I don't know.
And that guy looking at the camera just like, what's going on?
Like, this is not all right.
Yeah.
I like that she's taking the picture at an angle too, so she's holding up her own hair to make it look like that's the way that gravity's dragging her.
Oh, she's trying to look like she's lying down.
Yes, exactly. I'm lying down in the hospital bed right now. The surgeons say I only have 20 minutes to live. You gotta call me right now.
Oh, no. This wholesome grandma. My grandma doing her best to gender me correctly is really nice. Oh.
Oh, silly boy. Oh, oops, silly they.
Oh, that's really cute. Oh, she's trying.
Yeah.
Oh, I love grandmas that do their best.
I have weekly phone calls with my grandmother, and we talk every Thursday or Friday or so. And then if we miss, like, the other one will call the next person the next day. We have conversations similar to this. She'll actually watch the videos that I make, and then she'll call me and she'll ask me about them and be like, well, what does this term mean? Or what does this mean? And then will tell me many stories about our family that I'd never heard before.
Oh my
like
gosh.
individuals who related to some of the descriptors or tags or categories that we discuss and talk about. I'm like, this is incredible knowledge that I would have never discovered or never found out if I hadn't like started these conversations.
That's really special. I love that. That's so sweet.
Grandmas, they're the best.
Oh, I forgot that you ended on a good one, and I love it.
Almost always, yeah.
Oh, that's...
And yes, as Jamie has pointed out, that is the end of our video today, but I will let you know that we have a very exciting video also coming out on Jamie's channel, which we're about to record right now. Do we want to tell them what it is, or just tell them to go to your channel?
It's a surprise.
Surprise! Subscribe to Jamie today! Maybe it's on screen? I don't know. It'll definitely be linked below. But yeah. Thank you, Jamie, for coming along and making a video with me today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks so much for having me back on the channel. It's been too long. I always love filming with you. It's been great.
All right. We'll see you in the next one, where we take it one topic at a time. Roll that outro!
Oh, I think I was late for the boop.
That's okay. All right. Bye!
Bye!